Hey my friend, it's Duc Tran and you are watching episode number 47 of the Code Mastery Show. In this episode, we are going to continue to build our Facebook Newsfeed app all using code. So you recall in the last episode, we start building it by setting up the collection view, the UICollectionViewCell. We add a bunch of UI elements into that. We talk about visual format language, which is kind of like the language for you to add auto layout constraints in code. So in this one, we continue with that. If you haven't watched the last one, just click the link right below this description. There you can enter your name and email so that I can send you all the resources for this series and also the link to the complete project. Then we'll send you the training page, the members area, so that you see all the trainings on one page for this series. So without any further ado, download those starter and complete project. Let's get into the demo episode. If you haven't watched the last training, I really recommend you to do that, because in that training, in the last episode, we lays out all the foundation for this one. So in this one, we are going to continue with that. Now in the last one, we have our profile image and the username label. And you remember that this is the complete project, and we want to have next, let's lay out our caption text view, and then the image, and then the stat of the post, and some buttons. Okay, so let's do that. Here we go. You remember in the Newsfeed UICollectionViewCell, we have a bunch of properties. That is our UI labels, our image view, those kind of things. So next, let's have a private lazy var caption text view that is of typed UI text view. Now the reason why I do this is that UI text view, we can very simply use multiple lines of text, and we can set the is editable or scrollable or selectable to be fonts, and it will look very much like a label. Okay, so let's text view like this. Let's text view to be UI text view, and let's return that text view immediately so that we have some returned value. Okay, so let's build it. Here we go, build succeeded. Now below here, below this guy, let's set our text view. Let's set the font for the text view to be the preferred font with the style of body, because that's kind of like the body of the text, right? So if I go here, this is the body text. You see? So this is the body text, and let's make sure that all the editable and scrollable and selectable to be fonts. So text view dot is editable to be fonts. Text view dot scrollable is scroll enabled to be fonts. Text view dot is selectable to be fonts, like that. And then let's set the text view dot text. This is an example of what a text status will look like with a photo, something like that. Okay, that can span into multiple lines. You see that? All right, so that is the caption text view. We'll set that, and then we'll add auto layout in just a moment. Next up, let's have this guy. Let's have the label. I'm sorry, the image, the post image. So right below here, private lazy var post image view of type UI image view, like that, and equals to this. Okay, so let's an image view to be UI image view, and let's return the image view immediately, like that. And then inside here, very simple, we set two things. Number one, the content mode, and then the masks to bounds to be true. So image view dot content mode to be dot aspect fill, scale aspect fill, and then image view dot layer.mask to bounds to be true, so that the image will not go outside of its bounds. You see that? All right. Next up, let's have this the stats. So how many likes, how many comments, and how many shares are there? Now that is a label. So private lazy var post stat label UI label equals to this. Okay, so let's label dot equals to UI label, and let's return that label. Okay, now inside here, let's use the label dot font to be UI fonts dot preferred dot now we can use, there's a different options for us. Here we have the body, here we have the headline. Now here I will use the dot caption 1 like that, and then let's change the text color of the label to be dot dark gray, and then let's change the label dot text to be something like 12 likes, and then let's see over here 1 2 3 4 5 like 8 comments, 1 2 3 4 5, and then like 2 shares, something like that. All right, so that we have something to work with. Okay, and then we return the label. Okay, makes sense? I hope that it does for you. Okay, now next up, let's have, you see this little line over here. I know if it is in the if it is like kind of like in your screen, it might be too small, but there's the little line here. If you look at your Facebook app, it will be, there's this line to separate the buttons from all this post. So let's have that line, and that line is a lazy var divider view, and I've typed UI view like this equals to that. Okay, all right, divider view. Let's call that post divider view. Post divider view. Okay, so let's view to be UI view. Very simple. This guy, view dot background color equals to UI color with the red is 226 over 255.0. I'm going to copy this. Green is 228 over that. Blue is 23 over that, and alpha is 1.0 like this, and I will return the view immediately. Now you may ask, well, what's the width and height and all of those things? Well, we are going to do that in auto layout. So you remember in the setup UI here, well, number one, add those UI elements to the super view, which is in this case our content view for the UICollectionViewCell. Then we're going to add a bunch of auto layout constraints using visual format language to set things like width, height, X and Y position for those elements. Remember that? Okay, so that is what it is. So next up, after this post divider view, let's have, we should work on the buttons, but I want to work on this first. You see this guy? So we have like the Tamago label, and then the kind of, there's a little icon here, the image, okay? There's a little image here, the global, to shows that is this post like only you see it, or is it the whole world will see it, or only your friend sees it? So that is the privacy setting image view. So let's have those guys. Number one, what's this? Here we go. So number one, private lazy var times ago label is UI label equals to that. Okay. Now, before I show you what is it really the way that I do it, so can you try from what I show you above here, can you try to write like around just 4 lines of code here to create this label? Yeah, just try it, a little good challenge, 2 minutes, okay? And then come back with me and do it along with me. Pause the video now. All right, did you do it? Here we go. This is my turn. So let the label to be UI label, like that, and let's return this label. Okay, so 2 lines. Number 1, number 3. Line number 3 is label.text. Let's do the text to be something like now. And then you see that there's a little, oh, we don't have that. But yeah, we can have this just like this. Okay. And then let's do label.font to be UI font dot preferred dot caption one. Okay, we use the caption one above here, like that. And this is kind of like that, right? So it should be the same. Okay, next up, let's have a private lazy var privacy image view, which is UI image view like this, equals to that. Now again, pause me for 2 minutes. Do it by yourself and then come back to me. Now we already did it kind of like over here, so a little hint. So do it now, pause the video, and let's do it together. Okay, did you do that? So here we go. Let's image view to be a UI image view like that, right? Return the image view. Okay, then let's set the image view content mode to be, now here I'm going to use scale aspect fit because that is a logo and or an icon here. I don't want it to be filled, so that is fit. And then let's do image view dot layer dot max to bounds to be true, and let's set the image view dot image to be UI image with a name of icon, and that is globe. Okay, let me make sure. A set text is set, and there's the icon globe here. Okay, see this? It's like, I think it's really small. Yeah, it's really small. It's just the icon globe. Okay. Okay, so that is that. Now, next up, we are going to need a bunch of buttons. So we need something like private lazy var like button of type UI button. Okay, and then we need private lazy var comment button of type UI button, and then private lazy var share button of type UI button like this. And then all of these three buttons, pretty much they have the same design, there's the same purpose. So the initialization code, or the code that is going to use to create those buttons, are very much the same. So I'm going to create a private, and that is going to be a class function and func. And then let's do button with title like this. And then the title is a string, and then the image name with the image name is a string. The return for us a UI button. Okay. So this will create for us these buttons. Alright, so let's button to be a UI button like this and return the button. So this pretty much we factor out our code. And then button.set title to be our title that is passed into this, right? State is normal, like that. And then button.set title color. Now the title color here, I'm going to use UI color with the red, green, and blue, and then alpha is 1.0. Okay, now red, so the red is 143.255.0. The green, let's use the green is 150. Blue, the blue is 163, like that. Okay, the state again normal. You see that? Next up, let's set the font for our title. So you have the title here, and we need to change the font for this guy. And also we set the image. Also we set the inset for the button so that the icons looks nicely. Okay, so button dot title label. Oops. Dot font to be UI font dot preferred. I'm sorry. Let's use bold system font. So now, if you look at the way that I did it so far, right? So those fonts use either preferred font or the system font. The reason for that is, well, I'm lazy. I don't want to use like the custom font. And two is because now these apps, it's mostly use system fonts because it is very consistent throughout the iOS design experience. And number two is that whenever inside your accessibility, the user, maybe like my mom or my dad, when they use iPhone or any kind of phone, they're going to change the size of the font throughout the phone in accessibility to be really big. Okay, because they are old now, so they want to like have the text really big. Now, if we use the system font or the preferred font style, it will react immediately to those accessibility settings. So you increase those fonts immediately. Whereas if you use your own custom font, you have to look for those kind of like behavior changes, system changes in your own app, and then you have to change it alongside with it. Okay, we'll talk about that in the different episode maybe, but just keep in mind when you do it in your app. Okay, so kind of like a way to do that is just use the system font. It's really like I love the San Francisco font already, so that's good, right? Okay, so now the font style. What is the size here? Let's use 14. Okay, and then let's set the button.setImage. The image is UI image with the name of what is that over here, right? And the state is normal. What the name here is this image name that we ask. So here we go. Right? Okay. Pretty good. Right? So this will return for us a UI button. Now you may ask, why is it that you use the class keyword here? The class keyword here means that this function belongs to the class. Well, of course it belongs to the class. We put that inside the class, right? But what it means is that we can call it without initializing an instance. So for example here, I can use this equals to our Newsfeed CollectionViewCell dot button with title, like the image name is icon like. You see that? Pretty simple, right? And then equals Newsfeed CollectionViewCell dot button with title is here is comment icon comment. If you haven't got these icons and these resources, you can download it in the description. Okay, so here I use share, icon is share. You see that? Pretty simple, right? Okay, now this is the hard work. This is the hard work, and that is add all of these elements to the cell. So we see, if you see, we have the post stat, we have post image view, all of those things that we just create from the beginning of this part. So now your job is to add those elements into the subview, onto the subviews. So do it now, come back with me and we do it together. And then in the next part, in just a moment after we do that, we will add the auto layout constraint using visual format language, which is so nice. And we'll do that together too, okay? But if you want to challenge yourself, I would love to challenge you to do that on your own, and then we'll check against each other, okay? So do it now, pause me for like 15 to 20 minutes, or 10 minutes, okay? See ya. Hey, did you do that? So here we go, add subview, and then we add the caption text view. Add the subview, we add the post image view, right? And then again add subview, and I will add the post stat label like that. And then as subview, there's a lot of things: post divider view, as subview, like button, as subview, share button, right? And then add subview, comment button. So we have all of those things. So let's check to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right? 9. Yeah, 9 guys. So remember, see that we have 9 elements over here. Right? So yeah. Oh, I think pretty much it. Right? Privacy. Oh, do we have the privacy? Post
username label, privacy. Do we have the privacy? No, we didn't have the privacy. So add subview, privacy, image view, like that, right? I think I duplicate something. Username, post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then let's add the add subview, times ago label like that too. So we have like 12, isn't it? So let's check here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So obviously there's something going on here that we duplicate it. Username, profile image view, caption. Let me check. Okay. Alright, so I think that all good. That's what happens if you count it on the fly when you are doing a video. So here we go. Now again, the next step is to add the auto layout constraints to each of your views, but it's very, very confusing if you don't document it well. So here we add the profile image view and the username auto layout constraints. Next up, let's add the constraints for the caption text view. Okay, constraints for the caption text view. So add the constraint and add constraints plural with visual format. Now here, the views I will always do the caption text view. Always do this list of views first, so that we have in mind what is V0, what is V1. Okay, now do we have to use like V0, V1? Well, you don't. You can use like what is that? 0. Not 0, but kind of like V1, V2, or UI1, UI2, whatever that you want to call. Okay, so I use V1, V2, like that. Okay, so with the visual form, and you see that we set the key over here. Okay, so it use KOV, key value coding. Okay, all right. Now, so here we're going to use the horizontal constraints like that. So 2 pipes. So you see, oops, what is that? Here we go. So we have the caption. So the caption here, let's set the horizontal constraints for this caption. So 8 to the left and 8 to the right. So pretty simple. So 8 like that, V0 and 8 to the right. So these two are the margin, right? So that's pretty simple. Next up, let's add the constraints for the times ago label and the privacy image view, right? So add the constraints with the visual format language. For the views is profile image view, and our times ago label like that. And also, I want to provide image view, times ago label, and then our privacy image view. So you see that horizontally we want to set this guy with this guy and with this guy, right? Horizontally first. So here, a string horizontally like that. And because we want to set between like the horizontal space from this profile image view to this and to this, we don't need the pipe. The pipe is for the super view, okay? So here, the first one is V0, which is our profile image view, and then 8 point to V1, which is our times ago label, right? And then from the times ago label, we do 4 points from the times ago label to this privacy setting. So that is V2, because that is here, right? V1, V0, V1, and V2. Now, this V2, because we are setting the horizontal space, I want to set the width of this V2 also, which is the privacy image view, to be 10 point. So the way you do that is the open paren and close paren. Within that is the width, okay? Okay, next up, let's set the vertical spacing from the username label and the times ago label. So you have the username label and the times ago label. Let's set that 4 point. So 4 point from the username label and the times ago label. So add the constraints like this for the views username label and times ago label like that. In the visual format here, vertical space, vertical space, and then V0 is our username label, right? 4 point to V1, which is the times ago label. So you see the pattern now, right? So pretty simple, which is like, if you are familiar with auto layout in storyboard, then should be kind of like just like the way that you drag and drop, hold control, drag and drop, or use the pin menu. Okay, pretty simple. Next up, let's set the vertical space again from the username label to the privacy image view. Okay, so first thing here, let's recap. We add the horizontal space from this guy to this guy and this guy. Then this line, we add the vertical space from this guy to this guy. Now let's add the vertical space from this username label to this guy. And also we set the height for our privacy image view. So add the constraints, and that is username label, privacy image view. And here we use vertical space from V0 username label 4 point to V1. And the V1 here, we want to set the height is 10. Okay. Oh, sorry. 6 points, because like this is a little bit smaller than this guy. Okay. Looks good? Alright. Now, so that is the times ago label and the privacy image view. Next up, let's add the constraints for our post image view. And add the constraints with the visual format here. The post image view, now you see this is like a huge guy, right? Huge guy. So we add the caption text view. Oh, you know what? Just for the flow of it, I'm going to put the caption text view below our times ago label and the privacy label. So we add this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and then the post image view. Okay. So now post image view. What are the constraints for this post image view? Well, I'm going to just right now pin horizontally the left and the right edges to the super view. Okay, and then in just a moment we're going to set the vertical space for it. All right, so like this, the views here is just post image view, and then here horizontally to the super view, and then just without it. So there's 0, so we can just do it like this, V0. So there's no distance. Okay. All right. Now next, let's do the post stat label. Okay, constraints for the post stat label, and add the constraints like this. And here, post stat label. Oh, you know what? Let's pause this guy. Run it and see how our started project looks. The complete project looks like. Our project looks like so far. All right. So it doesn't work just yet. Why is it? Well, several reasons. Number one, we haven't got everything inside that yet. And number two is we haven't passed in all the data. Okay? And so let's continue to do this and we'll test. Post stat label. Here we go. Uncomment this guy. The post stat label. Here we are going to add horizontal space. Now, if you remember that when we try to run this, it didn't show anything because, well, we don't have the vertical space, the vertical constraints for those guys. So that is one of the big reasons as well. So the visual format here, let's have the horizontal. And what we want to do is the stat. We want to set the stat from, where's my complete project? Here we go. The stat from the horizontal, from the edge of, or the super view, right? So this is pretty simple. Let's do the 2 pipe, and then we have 8 like that, and then V0, and then 8, and then like that. Now the view here is post stat label. Okay. Next thing, let's do the constraints for the post divider view. post divider view. So add the constraint with the visual format is a string, and the views, the post divider view is pretty much we do the same as this guy. So I'm going to, let me copy this guy, paste it over here. Is that post divider like this, because we also want to have like 8 point to the left and right edge, right? Okay. Next up is the constraint for the post. What is that? For the buttons. Now here, let's add the constraints with the visual format. Number one, I'm going to add the like button, the comment button, and the share button. Now, if we do it in storyboard here, what I would really recommend you to do is to use stack view. But because we are going to do this in code, it's very easy. It's easier to control the calculation of the constraints. So I'm going to do the horizontal space first. So that is H, right? Now we want to do 0 from view 0, which is the like button, and then 0 to the share button. So 0, we have the pipe, right? So V0 is the like button, V1 is the comment button, V2 is the share button. But I also want to make sure that V0, which is the like button, has the same width as the share button, and then the comment button has the same width as the share button, so that it will calculate itself out. So V2 like that, so that is the width, and then the V1 is V2 like that. Okay, see that? So pretty much it will calculate everything else for us. Okay. Now next up, I'm going to set the vertical space for these guys. So the vertical space, not vertical, but the height for this guy. So 44 point, 44 point, and 44 point. So add the constraints like that. The vertical, it is just V0, right? 44 like this. And because we want it to be directly connected, or yeah, to the bottom here, so let's do a pipe like this. Okay, vertical space, and then there is the comment button, and then I'm going to copy this guy, copy this line, put it like this. There is the share button, and then we copy it. We paste it. There is the comment and like and share, right? Okay, now last thing, this is the last set of constraint. Only one line. That is, if you know about table view or collection view, we need to have all the vertical space for all the vertical constraint set in order to make sure that we have this cell nicely displayed, right? Especially in table view, and now we do in code for the collection view. So we're going to add the vertical constraints for all of our views from the top to bottom here. Okay, so we're going to do the profile image view, the vertical space, and then caption text view, post image view, and then the post stat label, the divider view, and then the like button. So that the because these guys pretty much it's like aligned, right? So add the constraints. Be careful with this, okay? So the views here, profile image view, and you need to have it in the right order. So caption text view, and then post image view, and then post image view, and the post stat label. Let me put like this so that we see it better. Okay. Here we go. Oops. Like this. Oh, by the way, I have a new fancy wallpaper that I want to show you. I made it in Sketch, or you can use Photoshop if it is the tool you like. Okay, so we have where was I? Post stat label, and then the divider, right? Divider view, and the like button. Okay, now so V0 is profile image view, V1, V2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, so we have 6 views. So there's a string, and then because that is vertical, so we have vertical and colon, and then 2 pipe because the top and the bottom. So here, the top. Now, let's do 12 from V0, which is the profile image view, 12 to the top, V0, like this, right? But I also want to make sure that we want to have the height of this guy to be 44 point. So 44, like that. So the height is 44, and if you remember the profile image view, when we set the horizontal space, we set the V0, which is the profile image view here, the width is 44. So now we set the height is 44, okay? Now you can set that along above here, you can do that grouping too, but it's just like convenient for at least for me, okay? So that's V0. Now let's have, next one is 8 point to this guy, the caption text view. So 8 to V1, okay? So 8 to V1 and then 8 to this guy. So 8 like this, and then we got the V2. Now the V2 here, what is that? V0, 1, and 2. So the V2 here right now, let me set the height of it to be 215 point. Just right now, and then we'll calculate it later. Okay, the height of it. Okay, next up, let's have 8 point to this stat. So 8 V3 like this. Okay, now the V3 here, the post stat label, I'm going to set the height to be 23 point, or 24, sorry. Okay, and then let's have 8 point to V4. Okay, V4 is the divider. And then let's have, what is that? The V4 in this like button, let's have immediately V5. Okay, so that it is like there's no space between it. So the V4 here, I want to set the horizontal, the vertical space or the height is just 0.4 point of the height. And then the V5, which is the like button, we already said that, but just let's do that once again. Okay, it doesn't make yeah, we actually don't have to set it. Okay, so now if I run it, let's see. Hopefully we see some stuff. Here we go. So it looks pretty nice. Yeah, I really like it. Okay, now why don't we have this giant image? Well, the reason is we don't have it yet. So let's set that over post image view here. So let's image view.image to be your image with the name of something like, I think it's 1, right? Let's, yeah, 1. So yeah, let's set it 1. Run it. Okay, just some random image that I put in the assets.css for you. So you can, here we go. Wow. Yeah, I like it. Oh, by the way, let me change orange color. What is that? Orange color, the background, orange. Let's delete this line. We don't need that anymore. Let's run it once again. Okay. All right. Pretty nice. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Oh, by the way, you see this? Yeah, this button here. What I actually want to do is have this guy a little bit like aligned a little bit. So the way that we can do this is back to our button. The button with title here. We can set it inset, the edge inset of the button. The way that we do that is let's have the button dot set edge. I'm sorry. I think that is edge image at inset, right? So the, oh, sorry, not image at inset, but the title. So title edge inset is UI edge inset like this. And then we got the top is, let's do 0, left is 8 point because we want to have like just 8 point to the left here. The right is 0 and the bottom is 0 like that. Okay, let's run it. So just a little bit 8 to the left. Oh, what is that? Argument. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, run it. So the bottom should be before the right. And yeah, I like that way of Xcode suggesting us. That's cool. So here we go, and we have a little space here. You see this? So it is just 8 points. If you like, you can do like 12 points. Let's try it. All right. So we have it. Pretty nice. Yeah, I like it. So now the last step that we need to do is we need to put in those posts, right? We need to put in those posts so that we have a bunch of posts. The way we do that, very simple. Let's go into the Newsfeed view controller. I'm going to go here. And then let's have var post is an array of posts. And that equals to post.fetch posts, like that. Now, this fetch post here is a method, a static function that I put in that returns for us an array of posts in your app. If you want to use this kind of implementation, what you can do is, this is the method that you're going to make a network call or downloading some stuff from your server. If you want to know how to do that, check out our program called Socialize Your Apps, where I share with you on to do that. Okay, so we have the post. Now here, in the number of sections is still 1, and number of items, return the post.count. Okay, and then the cell for row at index path. Let's do the cell.post to be the cell.post at the index path.item. Well, we don't have the post yet, right? We don't have the post yet. It will yell at us over here, and that, let's give it the post. So let's have a mark here. Oops. Called our model. And then let's have UI here. So var, we don't need to have private. We must do it that like internal. So var post is a post like that. Okay. And whenever it gets the set, I'm going to use guard let username to be the post that created by .username. Like that. Now you don't know about the guard let syntax, or it is that it is like a reverse if else. So over here we can do an else clause over here. So if the username here is nil, if this post that created by the username, we get the username of the user is nil, then we will run this else clause. If it is not nil, it means that this username is not nil. Then we'll run whatever it is below here, and we can use the username below here. Okay, very nice way to do it in code, in script. Okay, so we have the username. Let's have something else like this. Okay, we got username. Let's do the profile image. So profile image is post.createdby.profile image, like that. Let the caption equals to post.caption. Let the post image to be post.image. Let the number of likes to be post.number of likes. Let our number of comments to be number of comments. Number of shares to be post.number of shares, like that. Okay, else, so whatever that is inside here, and else we just return, because we don't have any of that, our UI will break, so we don't want any of that happen. Okay, all right, now next up, let's set the values to our UI element. So to do that, well, I will challenge you, a little code challenge over here. Pause me for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes max, just 5 minutes. Do it by yourself and then come back with me, check with me, okay? So let's do it now. All right, to just do that, of course, it is in the video, so I will not wait for 10 minutes, but I hope that you already did that. And here is the way that I do it. Username label.text, username label.text to be our username. Then profile image view.image, profile image view.image to be the profile image. Then the let's leave it that way. And then let's do the caption text view dot text to be our caption. Let's do post image view dot image view dot image to be the post image. And then let's do let the like stat to be something like this. Okay, so the like stat, we check if the number of likes is 0. If it is 0, then the string is empty. Otherwise, right? Otherwise, we do another string, that is the number of likes, like that, likes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you got this. So this is what is that called? I believe that is the right name for the syntax. So what it is if this is false, then if it is like, all it means is it is a shortened way to do if-else statement. So if the number of likes is 0, then return this. Otherwise, else return this. Okay? So let the comment stat to be, you know what? Let me copy this guy like this. Number of comment. Copy it here, paste here. Instead of likes, we do comments. And then copy this line, paste it here, share stat. Number of shares. Copy this, paste it here, and shares. And now we don't need these guys. Okay, because that is the end of the text. You see that? All right. And then let's do the what is that? Let's do the let stat post stat label dot text, and that is we can construct like stat plus comment stat plus share stat, like that. Okay, so it will create a new string by concatenating or kind of like appending all of those strings. We'll string all those strings together. Okay, so now if we run it, and hopefully it will work. So booyah! See that? All right. So we have the image, different post. Really, really well done, guys. Awesome. Love it. Love it.
Alright guys, so that is how we did it. I know that this has been so long, it's nearly 2 hours if you combine the first episode and this one. I know it's been long because I go through each of the auto constraint with you and all of those things. I know that a lot of you guys suggest me to do that for some time now. So I thank you so much for staying with me and also for enjoying this. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So if you do enjoy this episode, do me 2 favors. Number 1, subscribe to the channel so that every single week I can continue to deliver free training video tutorials right here on this channel on the Code Mastery show for you. And number 2, what I would love to do for you is I have a series of training tutorials where I share with you how to build real-world applications like Facebook, like Instagram, like Messenger, Nike Retail Store, all of those amazing apps. I would love to give you that to you for free. So if you'd love to do any of that, subscribe and click the link in the description so that I can send you, enter your name and email there, create a free account with us so that I can send you those resources to your email as well. So my friend, do that. As always, go out there every single day of your life, learn new things, craft your ideas, and contribute to the world. I see you in the next episode of our Code Mastery Show.